Hi, I'm David Goforth with Cooperative Extension Successful Gardener. Today I want to show you some of the crops that we can grow this time of the year. This has been a very hard December. It's the coldest December I ever remember. I think it has set records back into the 1930s. In addition, we've had about 3 snowfalls here in Cabarrus County, with one I'm still laying on the ground. So here on the last day of December, I've gotten to where I do appreciate greens and salads and various things to eat this time of the year. That traditionally I didn't grow up doing this. Traditionally we just ate potatoes that we carried over into the winter, or things we canned into the winter. And so it's not a traditional crop, but it is a crop that is possible here in this area. And so you would be able to go to the farmers markets and find these kind of things now, or you would be able to grow them yourself. Today I want to meet with Joe Luther, who has got a fairly nice garden here. So let's take a look at that. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Appreciate you having us out here today. And I'm very impressed with what you've done with having fresh vegetables this time of the year. So sort of tell me, what's your technique here?
I've got a cold frame here with the twin wall top on it, and I've got it insulated with aluminum around that. And I dug this down about 1 foot below ground level and mixed in compost and organic matter. The lettuce in front I transplanted from some crowded lettuce I had as it started getting colder. And then there's a middle row of lettuce back there that's coming up that I sowed 4 to 6 weeks ago. It's slower this time of year. And then I've got some radishes back there.
Okay,
that,
we'll take a look at the crops a little bit closer,
okay.
But look at this twin wall. I see so many people trying to build a cold frame out of shower doors or out of storm doors, real heavy things like that. This is a very lightweight product. Where did you get this product?
Jader Loon, is that the name of it?
Jader Loon, you ordered it?
I had to order it through South Carolina and then pick it up in Charlotte. It comes in 4x8 sheets, and I cut it in 2, and that one's over there has got an automatic opener on it, so that the sun gets to shine and it opens automatically. That's
one of those, sort of got wax or something in there that expands and opens it automatically. Now do you have to, that one will ventilate the entire structure then, so you don't have to come out here.
As cold as it's been this year.
You can leave it shut as cold as it's been this year, okay. So you've mentioned crop selection. Now, you've mentioned the lettuce and the radishes. What are some other crops that you've had real good success with?
I've got my spinach over there, lettuce and greens, garlic. I've got kale, collards, carrots, beets. Most of those, if you cover it with the row cover, if it doesn't get below 15 degrees, it goes pretty well. It seems like about the mid-teens is where you start having trouble.
Let's say you've got those certain crops that you grow, and you'll take them just using this as a spun bond polyester row cover, and that will cover them down to about 15 degrees outside temperature.
Right.
Now you've had a couple of, what's the temperature been out here this winter?
It's been down to 10 2 nights in a row. Okay. And that was hard on.
So some of the things look a little rough.
Yeah,
they quit growing. Some of the things like this lettuce here, you're looking at more just getting it up there and then it'll hold. It's not like it is in the spring of the year where the lettuce, if you don't pick it this week, it's too big by next week.
Right.
This lettuce, you have a choice. You can pick it this week or you can wait a month and pick it.
But I did pick that a week or 2 ago.
And it has come back that well?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is about watering this time of the year. That's a little bit different too, isn't it?
You have to water because the rain doesn't go through this top. So you just have to watch it, and I water it maybe once a week, or if it needs it more than that.
Okay, and that's on the ones that get that are completely covered with the polycarbonate.
The rest of them I don't water at all. You want to hold off on your nitrogen, and you want to hold off on your water when it's real cold.
The nitrogen being too high of concentration during the winter months,
they'll grow too fast and be too tender, and when the cold comes, it'll hit them hard.
Make them less winter hardy. Okay. Now you've got a couple of crops in here that are not real familiar with most of us here.
Okay.
In fact, I think you're the first gardener I've seen that actually had the Claytonia give it up. It is looking very good right now, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
You like to eat that one?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
You normally mix it within some of the lettuces and other things. If you've got lettuce growing, you can have the Claytonia.
I grew it out of a curiosity, and it works pretty well. And the corn salad too.
Right. Yeah, and again, that is not a common crop around here.
Right.
Although there's a similar weed that I've seen growing outside even in February.
Yeah.
So it is a very cold tolerant crop, and it may be possible that the person could grow those two, the Claytonia and the corn salad, strictly under the spun bond row covers.
I grew it outside last year and had no trouble with it at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Joe, and getting the salad together this time of the year, I want to take a look at your carrots too. So let's go pull them and see what they look like.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Well, these look like they've been weighted down with the snow and stuff, and actually, you see a little bit being burned off here and there.
Yeah.
How do they look underneath though?
Well, you think that they are dead. You look at that and that's burned off, but then when you pull one up,
All right.
The ground's frozen, so you have to pull really slow. And they're fairly small, but they're very good for salad.
Oh yeah. This time of the year, the taste on carrots seems to me to, particularly when you're using the row cover to get the good growing season for them, they seem to taste a lot better than they would during either the spring or the fall year just by itself without the row cover. You really get the great taste.
Last year I had my grandson out here and I didn't think he would eat carrots, and I pulled up some and he ate 4.
Really? I've heard of people eating them instead of candy. You know, kids saying I'd rather have carrots than candy when they're this time of the year. We didn't mention the beets back there. They're not quite ready to put in the salad yet though, are they?
No.
They're getting some regrowth.
I pulled most of the bigger ones, but they're, and I'm just really leaving them here to see what they'll do. They're really burned down, and I don't know whether the root will grow anymore or not, but I always just kind of like to push the limit and see what you can get away with.
Okay, and that's another thing I would mention, that we're taping this very late in December. You've been eating off of this all fall on into the winter yet.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your raised bed system here. What type of wood is this?
This is white oak. My understanding is that it resists rot a little better than the red oak. They're 1x8s and or 1x10s. I believe they're 1x10s. And I double dig. I dig down about that deep below the soil and mix in the surface and mix in some compost and leaves, and I have dug all these by hand with a shovel. I do have a little 2-cycle tiller that I mix it up with. But, it takes 2 or 3 years to really get one going well.
Up to where you want it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to double dig every year though. Once you got them double digged, it's once or twice, once every 2 or 3 years, or?
I don't double dig at all. I may turn them over with a shovel.
Okay.
Or I may
that initial preparation, and then they just sort of carry along.
Right.
I will mention that raised beds look very neat, but they are a little bit of expense. And if somebody couldn't afford the boards around it, you could actually just raise the soil up by itself.
Right. Yeah.
But it does make it look very neat the way you've got it here. And I see you've got a little bit of chicken wire over some of them. What's that for?
We have cats in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I understand. Cats are not a good thing to have in the garden.
What I would not recommend would be treated lumber, because all that the stuff the lumber's treated with is going to go down into your soil. So
I've heard different things on that. The research says that it doesn't really move that far. I wouldn't worry about it if I had it, but again, I'm cheap and I don't have anything around mine. So, well, Joe, it's been very delightful being out here, chatting with you and showing us your garden here. Now, I would like to encourage people that you can do this at home. You can grow extended stuff on into the fall of the year, or you can purchase these items at farmers markets around, where farmers are starting to use the same techniques that Joe's have talked about to get things on the market very late. If you have any questions about extending the season, give me a call at the office. And until next time, plan and plant for a better world.